Yes.
Who is this? Sabi, you're right.
My phone like that, I can now. Stands. Hey, 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 hey. Oh no, you needed to see me rocking, like I'm the big deal, Hey, what's up, over? Good afternoon, welcome to this Humanity Radio Show. Well, Sabi, the right show. And of course, I hope you are having a good afternoon like I am. I mean, it's pretty sunny out there. It didn't rain yesterday night and it didn't rain today as well. So I'm pretty excited because we're not here become J Town where cold ain't too much, You can't do so much, Especially, I love calm weather. Yeah. So when the weather is really calm, I'm like, I'm almost there. I don't want to use the word useless, but I'm sure you see what I mean. Hope you're doing good. Welcome to another edition of the program. Promises to be here to be exciting as always. All right. It's Heritage 88.7 FM. And of course, today is a beautiful day, 10th day in the month of October 2022. And we'll be looking at something very, very interesting today. And I'm sure that it's going to be a blast because we have somebody, our guest is already in the building. But before we talk about that, ooh, the phone line is buzzing already. Could you just hold on a bit? I will take your call and know why you are calling so early. I'm sure you need to be part of the show. But just hold it. I will take your call. All right, I have with me Favor from Whisper to Humanity. Hi, Favor. You are welcome to the studio.
Hi, very thank you.
Okay, we just celebrated the International Girl Child Day, and as Whisper to Humanity, I know there's a lot of things that Whisper to Humanity does around children, the girl child, students, and all of that. What was the package like during the celebration?
Okay, International Child Day was on the 11th of October. That's on Tuesday. So we went to one of our schools where we have our Whisper School clubs. That's a school in Ingopal. I can't really remember the name, but it's an all girls school. So we went there to tell them that today was their day. We basically told them how much we care about them, how girl children are so important to us, and how even though the society tries to bring them down in a number of ways, we're always here to help them. We stand with them, and whenever they need our help or they need whatever aid, someone to back them up, we're always there.
So what was their response like? A lot of things have been going on in the society, especially in Imo State with girls. Remember the last time we had teachers over here? They told us some of the things that happened in, different hostels and schools and all of that. What was their response
Okay, they were very happy to see us because this was not actually the first time we were coming to their school.
like? Okay.
So it has been a very long time since we came back. They were happy to see us when they saw Mary Jacob, Ozzy. They were very
Mm-hmm.
happy and
Mm-hmm.
smiling and they were hugging us. And then at the end of the day, everything was just very fun and we didn't really make it too formal. We kept everything fun and light. We even played music at the end of the
Ah,
day.
yeah. Was there something to munch on? Something like,
Yes,
I,
yes.
where's my own? Don't tell me you came to the studio today without something for me. Oh dear. Oh, that's really interesting. And but we're looking forward to all of that. I think Whisper to Humanity is giving a chance to schools, to young girls to open up and be sane in this insane world. Really, a lot of things are happening and all. And like what we're talking about today, I have been to the office of Whisper to Humanity and I saw the environment. There is this particular room. I don't know. There's this particular room called the where you have the record,
The self care.
the self care room. It's just so, it's a place where you can ease off, a place where you can just be there and it's calm. It's a place where you can just refresh, just ease off and all of that and all. So, I'm a girl out there and, a lot is going on around me. I want to talk to this person. Talk to me. Can I just be there? Can I just come? Can I just open up? Can I email? Can I find a way to reach Whisper to Humanity? You know, just to ease off.
Yes, yes, of course. Any girl out there who's looking for an opportunity to ease off, maybe she feels like she's being trapped, she's not achieving her full potential, she can always reach out to us. Our social media platforms are open to everybody, and so is our office.
Okay, shortly I'll be giving you the social media platform via which you can reach out. But of course, you know that this year right now is being live streamed, so you can hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and also send an email, just like she said. And of course, the Facebook handle is Whisper to Humanity. We also have the WhatsApp platform by which you can send a message. So you can send a message right now. It's 081 540 Okay, you can send a message now and you definitely heard. Favor, thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. So moving on to what we have for today. I think I caught myself saying today is the 10th of October. I think so. I think I caught myself. I'm not so sure. But of course, you know it's the 13th of October. Don't let me say 10th. You go and say 10th somewhere. Okay. All right. So let's delve into what we have today, right? So I guess it was because I studied mental health on the 10th of that was celebrated on the 10th. Anyways, Mental Health Day was on the 10th of October 2022. That was on Monday, right? And the world celebrated that. But we decided to give you an opportunity here on Research to Humanity to also be part of that celebration and learn a thing or two, as we have a guest who is well knowledgeable in that area and she's open to questions and all of that. Well, I said mental health is celebrated on the 10th of October every year around the world to raise awareness about mental health and to realize efforts to support those experiencing mental health issues. The World Federation of Mental Health, that's WFMH, announced the theme for the World Mental Health Day 2022, which is or which was Make Mental Health for All a Global Priority. Make mental health for all a global priority. Now, the truth is, the rate at which people are um, having issues mentally is alarming around the world. I'm not just even talking about Nigeria, I'm talking around the world. And in Imo State, it seems to be something that um, is calling for help, something we should really, really look deeply into. Now, this beautiful afternoon, I've got somebody here in the studio with me. She is a medical doctor, a family physician from Imo State. Okay, sorry about that. I was saying that, I have someone right here with me in the studio. She's a medical doctor, a family physician from the Imo State Specialist Hospital, Umukuma. I'm talking about Dr. Sandra Ndukuba. You're welcome to the studios, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
All right. Hope you're good today. Hope we didn't stress you. You look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. Me too.
Thank you. Okay, so let's delve into mental health. What do you understand by mental
Okay, just to keep it simple, mental health just has to do with your mental health, well-being, and this involves your emotional, psychological, and social well-being. So it kind of cuts across the three major spheres of the human mental health. So this means that everybody has a mental health. So whether you're a child, an adolescent, or an adult, you have a mental health and that you pay attention to.
health? Okay, that's interesting. And so when we talk about mental health, what are the causes of mental? What would you attribute to the reason why people have mental health issues?
Okay. Yeah, there is a wide variety of reasons why people have mental health issues. But then, medically, we like to streamline into some very basic aspects. First of
Okay.
all, it can be genetic. It can run in the family. When we say genetic, it means that there's a family predisposition that
Okay.
exposes a person to being susceptible to mental health disorder. Okay, so it can be from life experiences, sadly, from whether the person suffered an abuse growing up, a stress is a trigger, or a history of something traumatic that happened while growing up.
Mm.
Okay,
Then we have biological factors. You know, in the brain, we have certain hormones that are in the brain. You will call them neurotransmitters that help, the mentation and they are messengers. That's what we call them. Okay, so when there is an imbalance in the brain, it's a problem. It amounts to a mental health problem. Again, if there is any form of trauma to the head, peradventure somebody had an accident, okay, and hit his head on the road, or someone hit somebody's head with a hard object or something that caused a traumatic brain injury, it automatically can cause a brain defect or an injury that will result in mental health. Then again, that's why we talk to a lot of mothers to pay attention to the time when they are, you know, the time when they have their babies in utero. Any disturbance within this period can expose a child, okay, to the mental health issue. Wow. Okay, the disturbances that has to do with the reduction in oxygen supply to the brain, maybe when the child is coming out or something. Wow. So that's why I mentioned that your child will have a mental health. Okay, then again, as a young adult, the use of it can be anybody, not just a young adult, but the use of substance abuse, be it an alcohol, or every other substance, recreational drugs and substances that are abused in this time of this part of the world can cause a mental health issue. Then other medical conditions, which are quite common. So this is just a brief. I try to just make it very simple.
Okay. Okay. At this point, I'd like to say that if you're listening um, out there and you want to be part of the conversation in the studio, you can call the number 081128878887. Again, 081128878887. All right, that's the number to call to be part of the show. In case you have questions out there, please get them ready. At some point, we will have to pop the phone lines open for you to ask your questions or make your contribution. All right, so one formerly or major issue that people suffer from when it comes to mental health is depression.
Yes, yes, very true.
Talk to us about depression,
Wow. Depression, it's actually a mood disorder. It's a mental health disorder and it affects the mood of the person. So it's a mood disorder and it has this thing of causing a feeling of constant sadness, loss of interest. The person is just disinterested.
please. Excuse me. Before now, I used to have mood swings. Let me just be sure. Before now, I used to have mood swing. Yeah, like before I'm happy now, and then I'm not happy again. It's not like anybody offending me, yeah. But I just somehow my mood just swings. It just changes. Somebody say I woke up on the other side of my bed. I don't feel like talking. I don't feel like this right now. Oh, I beg, is that
Now that you have asked, I don't know if it's okay to debate a little bit.
please?
Okay, but then I'll just drop the few signs, early signs and symptoms of it. It doesn't mean when I say this now, it doesn't mean people should go diagnosing themselves and say, she mentioned this, I have a mental issue. No. I just want it this is a warning sign, especially if they continue, if they are persistent. And for a long time it becomes like a person's signature sort of. Okay. And again, you need to know that depression, when it lasts consistently for from days to about 2 weeks, it calls for concern. So what you talked about now may not be a problem. It can be one of them. Okay, so and it's just one out of all the numerous things we look out for when we're suspecting that the person has a depressive illness. Okay, so now let me just mention some signs that you should look at. A person should look at. So first of all, when you find somebody eating too much or sleep on,
Hey, sorry. Don't ask me if I eat so much when I'm
now,
not.
now it doesn't come in isolation. We won't pick it in isolation.
Okay.
Yes, it's like a family.
Okay.
It's like a lot. It comes like a bunch.
Okay.
So eating too much, sleeping too much, or sleeping too little.
Mm,
Now that sleeping too much, the person could just he just wants to sleep.
mm,
He doesn't want to do any other thing. He just
mm.
wants the person just wants to sleep. Sometimes it's not normal. You need to check.
Mm.
Okay. Sometimes sleeping too little, like insomnia, you cannot sleep.
Okay.
Tried everything. Keeping away from people, just pulling away from people and usual activities that you do on a normal day. You like to do this, you like to do that, and then suddenly you don't want to do them anymore. You don't care anymore. Okay, that's a sign. Having low energy or no energy at all.
Mm.
This the person just feels sad.
Hmm. So I think some into girls should gather here. Actually, not into why am I so? I think some students, we have a lot of universities here in Imo State. I think they should gather here. I have a lot of young girls around me, and I just don't want. I do every time. I do. This is it part of it. I mean,
That sometimes they make it a slogan. It's like a slang, not slogan, like a slang. I'm not interested. They
okay,
don't really feel that.
okay,
But this has to do with your feelings. You are just the
okay.
person just feels drained, just sat like from the inside. Is just tired,
Wow.
you know. And then again, feeling numb. This person just feel numb. Has no sensation. It doesn't
Mm,
mean he cannot feel when you're being shame or he cannot feel when you call him or tap him. But it's just numb. When life situation happens to a person and the person, that kind of numb feeling like
mm,
I'm not here.
mm.
Yes. Okay. Then feeling like nothing matters. Okay. Then unexplainable aches and pains. You know, the
Wow.
person will tell you something is creeping around like this and it's
Yes.
going like this and ended up under my
Yes.
toes. That kind of you cannot. There's no medical backing.
Yes.
We call it. There's a name we call it. Psychosomatic disorder. So these are the things. Sometimes again, a person feels just helpless, hopeless. This deep helplessness, hopeless, like there's no need. And then this is where suicidal ideation comes in.
Mm,
The person begins to think, what am I doing? I need to just die, stuff like that. So
mm,
the person just wants to just end it all.
mm.
Okay, then again, the person may pick up an interest to begin to abuse drugs, abuse alcohol, okay, overuse, begin to use alcohol, use drugs more than usual, smoke, Then again, another sign you look at is a person feeling unusually confused, too forgetful, always on the edge. You just drop something, it jumps, suspicious, always angry, upset, worried, or scared. All this this turmoil of emotions.
Mm.
And then again, the person could be one who just yells, so it's not something very minor, you used to hear like shout. Do you understand? And blow the thing over the top, and it seems as if you'll be wondering why is this person reacting this way and all that.
Mothers gather here.
Okay, hearing voices, believing things, thinking somebody is against you.
Sorry, hearing voices.
Yes, hearing voices.
Wow.
Yeah, people hear voices.
Okay. No, yeah, I know.
Strange voices.
Yes, I'm dealing with a case right now. Somebody, she said once in a while she just hears voices.
It's not normal. It's not
Wow.
normal. Yeah, hear
Wow.
voices. Sometimes the voices instruct them to do something,
Wow.
instruct them to go here, go
Okay.
there, go
Okay.
and do something crazy,
Mm,
go lock yourself up, take
mhm,
all those kind of stuff. Lock somebody up,
mm,
taking this person, lock the person up with
mm,
you,
mm.
and all those stuff. You know, and then again, having persistent thoughts, like repetitive thoughts. Okay? One particular thoughts keep coming. You know, and this kind of thoughts, like I may be talking to you now, you will just be hearing heritage, heritage, that kind of stuff. you know, you just
Wow.
that
I'm sorry I'm laughing you, but
that it's wrong to you shouldn't
mhm.
it's like out of the
Yeah, yeah,
blues.
absolutely.
So something's strange and you're just hearing repetitive. These are signs that should not be. Okay, then thinking of harming oneself or all that. It's that bad. A person who is depressed, have you asked yourself why some mothers who commit suicide kill their children?
Mm,
Yeah. They feel, oh, who take care of this child? Let me just kill this child so that we'll all be
mm,
fine. That's the mentality behind
mm,
these things. So and then like I said, disinterest, inability to perform any daily tasks, taking
mhm,
your kids to school, going to work, and all that. This is why a person who is depressed just keeps work. You don't see him at work, he doesn't call, no feedback and all that. Okay, so I'll just stop here so that we can touch other things.
wow. I mean, Dr. Sandra is blowing my mind because, there are cases I've heard of, but somehow it has not occurred to me in this manner. Okay. In case you're also like me out there, or you just want to be part of the conversation, here's about where you call and ask your question or your contribution. We're looking at your mental health. A lot of people do not know that these things are associated with mental health, and it can lead to, um, very, very bad things like suicidal tendencies and all of that. Like I said before now, before, way, way back, I used to have mood swings. Yeah. I just didn't used to like to be around people a lot. I like to be alone. When people are talking, I feel like this one making too much noise. Let me just go to my corner and stay and all of that. Actually, I didn't know when that left me. Actually, I didn't know when that left. But I think I started doing some things, and basically that's had to leave. But it's okay. You, Dr. Sandra, you've worked in psychiatric
Yes.
hospital here in Imo State.
Yes, I
How
have
long have you been in Imo State?
been in Imo State.
Yes.
So it should be like 15 years or 17 years.
You're older than me, oh. I call myself Imo baby, but no, this one is really wow.
Yeah,
How come we
yeah.
never met? You're such an amazing person. I mean, okay,
Thank you.
okay. All right. So now, but the question is, that you have actually been in Imo State for a while, and you worked in a psychiatric hospital
Yes.
with one of the best psychiatrists. Yeah, I know because we had to refer somebody, and somehow each time you were looking at the stage, you're like, who is the guy that they always mention that name? I can't remember his name now.
Yeah.
Okay, so um, and you have seen a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Before I ask you to share with us, I would ask, what do you think are the causes? Looking at your record, looking at how many people have come in there so far that what seems to be the most regular reason
Yeah.
why most people have mental issues?
Okay. Um, I took my time when I worked in the place I worked for over 4 years. Um, I actually realized that the as the category of age is different,
Mm.
that's the same way they become pre um, more affected
Okay.
predominantly by some kind of mental disorder.
Okay.
Okay, so you realize that what goes in another country may not be what goes here. There are a long wide of mental illnesses,
Okay.
but in our location, you realize that, and again, considering the environmental, the economic situation, and all that, a lot of times we have people who have a lot of depressive illnesses, depression, and that depression affects every age, like the young adults, the elderly,
Mm.
the middle age, everybody is affected when it comes to depression. They come down, they present with, sometimes they become so weepy, have weepy spells, they cry a lot, they're sad, they have feelings of guilt, and so much and all of that. Okay, then another one that we come to face every time is among the youths especially is the abuse of substance abuse, psychoactive substance abuse. This has a now imagine somebody who has a family history of a mental disorder
Mm.
in the family,
Mm.
and then he goes abusing, all those drugs that they take, all this, that, and all that. You realize that that would be a quick trigger, to a person coming down with a major depressive illness. Okay, then you have stress. Stress is another trigger, strong trigger factor, that has a way of triggering an underlying medical condition. Okay, so these are the three main things that we encounter a lot of times. Apart from in the elderly, of course, where we have dementias,
Mm.
and all that. But you realize that the young people have a greater, the population we occupy is quite wider than the elderly. So these are the three major aspects of mental instability and disorders that we come to encounter a lot of times.
Okay, I think this is more like a more personal question now. How do you feel? How are you able to handle these people?
Oh my, that's a deep question.
but I'll answer it very carefully.
No, really, because we had people on the show, and a lot of times the job they do are not regular, normal. You want to see Dr. Liana, malaria, they just shoot you injection and all of that. These are, issues that sometimes you even want to tear up, you want to cry, you are. In fact, let me not. How do you feel when you come across these people, especially, you know, sometimes I understand they come in with their parents, that the mom or the dad, and they are so young, maybe like the only son or the only child or something like that. Please share with us your experience.
Oh, truth is, a lot of times, I won't say this for every other person. This is personal for me. I try to have a lot of empathy for the patient. I also try to be able to separate my emotions from the job. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Because sometimes you can get so overwhelmed by what presents to you every day, and you realize that sometimes some people come down with some things that you wonder how this person is too young to be battling this kind of issue. You see, but this is where we have to be strong. Do you understand? This is where, because they have come to you for hope. Mental health, psychiatry is one aspect of medicine that the person will present to you sometimes so hopeless, and it's not like surgery that you just go in and you bring out the issue that's causing the problem. There's no, psychiatry seems quite different. But the truth is that once you hit the nail on the head, you get your results. But the truth is, most of these disorders remain. Do you get, like, you take care of the situation, but it never really goes away. Do you understand? So this is an aspect that we usually have to psychologically prime ourselves.
Doctor, I'm thinking you have cried before.
No, I wouldn't lie to you. I won't tell you that I have not been affected sometimes by some people's condition, especially in situations where I let what I'm doing get past, as in it entered into me, like past the professional aspect and entered, that I wouldn't lie that I haven't, but these are, if you can't, if you cry on every patient, you're going to see hundreds of them. It doesn't mean you won't feel bad for them, but you have to be strong to be able to do what you have to do.
Okay, so that's me going a little personal right now. And thank you so much for opening up in that area. So I would like to ask now mental issues, mental health, and all of that, depression, and what's and all that is going on in emo states as such in mental health. How do we then prevent? How do we make sure that people are globally aware or aware in emo states, if not globally, but in emo state, this is our environment. How do we get people to be aware of their mental health? There are lots of wisdom you are releasing on air that I'm sure a lot of people will be like, wow, I've not heard this before, I didn't know about this. So how do we prevent people from having mental issues?
Like I said, there are some underlying factors that are already there. Like if it's a genetic stuff, okay, it's going to require um, something extra. Do you understand?
Mm.
If it's genetic, it requires something extra to be able to take out the
Okay.
genetic crop. Okay, so now the situation, something extra. I know some people will be asking, what is this doctor talking about? What is the something extra? Okay, so it's going to require something more powerful than than the disease itself, to be able to deal with that. But then, because it's a condition that is already there, now there are things that you must do as an individual, okay, to make sure that you remain sane. Okay, because I was listening to a psychiatrist who was talking to us about the fact that so the socio-economic condition, every other thing is just going haywire, and then everywhere you look, you cannot even seem to find safety or solace and all that. But then you have to make a choice, to to take care of yourself, you have to make a choice to be able to look at yourself and say, hey, I have to take care of myself. And so I put some things down to talk to people who commonly ignore their mental health. The first thing you need to do is to first of all understand that your health is your wealth.
Mm.
So if you ignore it, you're ignoring your wealth. If you feel I'm so busy, I'm chasing money, I have to do this and do that, you are in the long run gonna come with something that even the money may not be able to take care of.
Mm.
So your health is your wealth. You must stop to take care of it. Okay, so how do you do this thing? If you place value on yourself, value yourself first. Realize that your body, like that's the physical, that's all you've got physically. Do you understand? To
Yes,
be
ma'am.
on this earth. So you must take care of it. So you must value yourself. Treat yourself with some kindness and some respect. Know when to call it, know when to stop,
Mm.
know when to draw the line. Okay, take care of your body. Taking care of your body physically can actually improve your mental health. Are you aware of that? Do you know that when you look good for yourself and go out there and someone gives you a compliment,
I'm a corporate person, so
someone gives you a compliment, you know there is a feel good hormone
yeah,
that is released.
yes,
We have
yes,
what we
that's
call the
true.
feel good hormone, and
Uh-huh.
it makes you feel good about yourself. You know?
True.
So you must learn to take care of your body, take care of yourself. Now you must learn to eat nutrition, eat well, eat right. You know, a lot of times our what we eat, because some illnesses, come also come down with predispose or trigger a depression. The
Okay.
person who has a cancer, the person who has diabetes or
Mm.
any terminal illness that is just there, you can imagine how that person will feel every time. Do you understand? That person is going to feel bad all the time. So you realize that you must make an effort to take care of yourself. Make an effort to take care of your health. Make an effort to take care of what you eat, what you put into your mouth. Okay?
People feel still gonna stop making noises. Ain't you? Just tell them, please keep it down. Sorry, ma. Sorry. What's just getting too much. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. You just go back talking. All right, Dr. Sandra, please go ahead.
Okay? So I've mentioned two things now. Thirdly, you need to learn to take lots of water. Lots of water.
Mm.
Water, yeah. I remember in those days, I had a doctor friend who would always tell me, "You're tired, drink water. You're angry, drink water. You drink water is like, Yoruba people will say, "Gbogbo ni iṣẹ́." Water is like everything in life. Water is everything. 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 there are some school of thoughts that believe in you giving yourself, you know. There's also a feeling that comes from you actually being an instrument in the person's happiness. So try to help people, you know, give yourself to some form of service. Okay. Learn to have fun, keep it simple. And then again, try to know when to separate yourself and be quiet. Okay? Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes you just need the calmness, the serenity. Okay, so quiet your mind. There are so many people who have different ways of quieting their mind. Some do it by meditation, you know, on the right things. Some even will tell you you do relaxation exercises. Some will tell you to pray if it helps you. Yeah. So it has a way of anything that can improve your state of mind. Just do it. Okay. Then set realistic goals. Some people set goals that they cannot attain, and they push themselves overboard, and
Okay.
yeah, they push themselves over the edge, and at the end they snap, and they cannot cope anymore.
When you say goals, what goals are you talking
Now it depends on what you do. Your life goals.
about?
Your life goals. Sometimes if you have career goals and then you've given yourself a certain I must do, or job on the job. Some people may set some goals that you cannot attain easily, or within that scope of time you have, you cannot meet it. There could be a breaking point.
Mm.
You understand? So just set goals that your mental health can cope with. Okay?
All right.
Yeah. So that okay, avoid alcohol, avoid drugs. You know, I've come across a lot of people who have been managed in time past in the hospital who say, I took this alcohol. I don't even take alcohol. Once I take alcohol, I start acting irrational.
Okay.
I start behaving strange and funny and become
Mm.
aggressive. So when you know your trigger, stay away from it. Some will tell you, I just took this cigarette and I don't know what they put. Some people will say, oh, they cooked this indomie stuff and they ended up
Mm.
came down to the hospital.
Mm.
And like, so when you know your trigger, you know that this is what can make you go overboard or react, irrationally or bring up, that aspect of the unstable mental health. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. You don't need to prove a point to anybody. You don't need to prove this is where peer pressure. You don't need to prove.
Yeah, I was going to talk about peer
Yeah,
pressure
you
because
don't. You don't have to. You
a lot
have
of
no.
times in that circle, I don't know how I behaved when I was a lot younger. Honestly, now I'm trying to think back to say, okay, were there things I did because my friends were doing it and all that? Now it looks as though it's like an injection. This one is doing it, I must do it. This one is doing it, I must do it.
Yeah.
There's no control
Mhm.
whatsoever. The level of control is so low, very,
Yeah.
very low.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about pressure. I wanted to bring in peer pressure
It's very
because
vital.
in Imo State, to be honest with you, I've had people around me who work a lot with students, go to schools, do stuff in schools, and all of that. The prevalent situation is usually that, this one is doing, or that's what is available in the school, that's what the girls do. And so the girls introduced me into it,
Mhm.
and then I can't say no.
Yeah.
So there's another aspect we'll come to, but let me allow you go ahead.
Mhm. So you see, like I would say over 70 to 80% of the substance abuse um, patients that we have come to manage were either introduced to by they got involved in it by the coercion of their friends, you know, or
Mm,
they didn't just get up and go
mm,
do it themselves, or
mm,
somebody just came and told them, I took this and this is how I felt, and let's say he's trying it, and when he doesn't feel that way, keeps taking it,
mm,
keeps taking more, or even if he feels funny, his friend will tell him, take it, I took it. So you don't have to be pressured. This is where surrounding yourself, you know. You see, the thing about mental health is that everything around us has a way of influencing our mental health.
mm,
This is why we must pay attention to. This is where parenting too. I don't know. I may be very enough, but the truth is that it's holistic.
mm,
You must keep a very stable mental health. These are the issues. You must make sure that all these things are well aligned and well organized. Just do what you can. Some will say, I did everything I could. I did all these things you're saying. And then how come? Yeah, just do what all these things you can. The chances of you coming down with a trigger or coming down with a problem will be slimmer.
mm.
As a parent, do what you should do for your children. Not just give birth to them and leave them to peer pressure to friends.
Yeah, I was going to come to that since you've already delved into that. Let me ask you, um, what you okay? You talked about signs of mental health issues in newborn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
but as they grow older,
Yeah.
say from 5
Mm.
down to 10 before they enter teenage, and then from teenage upward before they become youths. How do I, yeah, youths, yeah. Um, how, what are the signs? Yeah,
Okay.
because a lot of times you shush a child, I hear someone say, no, don't do that. Lest you make him um, take back his boldness or he enters depression. I'm like, by shushing. So please help us.
Okay. Now, when I mentioned what the perinatal exposures
Mm.
that happened or in the course of delivery.
Mm.
What I was personally talking about, one of them, I was focusing on this. There are, there are things that they are in the journey of the baby coming out from the womb outside. So many things happen. So many things happen, and if there is a deviation from the norm of what should be happening,
Mm.
the time, if there is a prolonged labor, obstructed labor, or whatever that can cause a reduction or an absence or a oxygen hunger or
Mm.
deprivation to that child, it goes to and affects the brain of that child. Do you understand? So this is where you have children who come down with some disorders that has to do with their brain, their cerebral palsy, and all this kind of stuff. You know, you know, we have all these encephalopathies and all that. It just affects the brain. And somehow there's the developmental process stages of that child's brain may or may not be attained to the optimal. So that is the aspect of
Okay.
that. So there are so many others that if I start going into it, a lot of childhood disorders that come from this.
Okay.
But then you mentioned when you school the child and then they say child gets into depression. I don't know if they really know what they're talking about because you must correct your child. It's you not even having the ability, ignoring the child, not correcting that. If you overdo it, of course, you can affect. You don't, there's a way you treat a child and you end up making that child timid.
Mm. Giving the child what they call rejection.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
In
self-esteem.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's in the long run. Such children can come down with depression as they grow. You understand? The child who was made to feel less of himself, don't talk when people are talking. Come on, the child is constantly treated less to feel less of himself or herself. You have other people talking and they constantly tell you stay in this small room. Other people have to watch you.
Mm.
Those kind of behaviors that make a person begin to feel less of himself.
Mm.
Like I said, part of the signs of depression is the person begins to recall a lot of things that happened in growing up time ages. So these are the things that in the long run can push tip a person to depression. So yes, they may not be saying it with clear understanding when they say don't, but this is what it means when a child is handled. Growing up years is kind of scary.
Okay.
The person grows up and may be prone to having a depression. So it's broad. I don't know which to touch, which not to touch. I'm trying to like make sure I'm playing, but this is what it is.
So, what are the signs that the mother, most especially the parents, should watch out in the children?
Okay. Okay. Now the signs that you watch out in your child. I won't just leave it to children. I'll be cut across. Okay. Because if I leave it to children, I'll be touching some aspects that are limited to some
Okay.
disorders, childhood disorders that we have.
Okay.
It's going to be quite limited. Okay, so but I will try to throw it very broad so that you see what you should look at when you see your child or your son or your teenage child or your youth child doing that you should, or even a friend or a neighbor
Mm.
doing, and you'll be like, this is not normal, this is not necessary. I've mentioned some before.
Mm.
I will go back to those ones. Okay. So then, did I mention feeling of guilt, feeling
Mm.
of worthlessness? The person has issues concentrating, behavioral abnormalities. It can come in any form. Like the person may choose to want to come in with his back constantly. You know, You know, see,
It's only,
there's no love that you see. The person may just want to come in with his back.
it's only, what do you call it?
You know, or the person you're talking, the person cannot hold eye contact. As in, he's always looking at the ground or looking away from you, or just wants to hide. You know, just wants to hide, or the person suddenly used to go out, used to go to play, like mentioned earlier, and doesn't is not interested anymore. Doesn't get his work done. His, his
So you're saying he goes to play, but somehow go and play now. No, go and play. I don't want to go and play.
and he's consistent.
You know, a lot of
It's
times
continuous.
consistent. A lot of times let me use a child because when the child says no, I'm not going, or I don't want to, we don't bother to ask why.
Why?
You know, the student can ask you a question. Don't do that. They'll ask you, "Mommy, why?" So a lot of times from the side of the parents, we do not bother to. Most parents do not bother to ask, "Why don't you want to play?"
Yeah.
And then listen, give the child the
And listen.
free, to
Yes.
just explain,
Exactly.
and then you see what you can pick from it. That's how you can know if the child is having issues.
If there is an issue,
Mhm.
because sometimes so many. I told you it's like so many social factors.
Mm.
Child may be going through bullying or something that you're not aware. You know. Then irritable, frustrated, easily frustrated. Just feels miserable, sad. Some thoughts, the person just feels I'm a failure. The person may be talking to you and
Mm.
begin to tell you how much of a failure he or she is.
Mm.
Yeah, just
Mm.
begins to lament on all the woes. Even you self, you know that it's not actually 100% true. But this person keeps telling you all so much negative things about himself or herself. You know, and tell you it's my fault, nothing is working for me. My life is just, and it's consistently. Every time you come across this person, he says this. Every time you come across this person, he keep telling you people are better off without me. I shouldn't even be here. What am I doing here? You know, these are emotional behaviors that the person will put up and be like, wow, okay. Then there are physical symptoms too. Like I told you, we call them psychosomatic. The person can just be tired, sleep problems, loss of appetite or change in appetite, weight loss or weight gain. The person can be losing weight or be adding weight. Muscle pains, headache, and all that. Okay, so there are so many others. But just know that any abnormal behavior you see in a person that wasn't there before calls for attention.
All right, man. So, in case you're just joining us, or you've been out there listening to us, you've been listening to the voice of Dr. Sandra and the Black right here on Research Humanity Sabi, your right show. Sorry, serious cold. Okay, and we've been talking about rather your mental health. We've been looking at things that can trigger mental issues, and we focused a little bit on depression today. In case someone is out there and the person is really, really troubled, you're a doctor. Aside your medical treatment, so to speak, like the drugs and all, talk like a mother, talk like a counselor. Someone is out there feeling depressed, having mental issues, all of or most of these things that you have mentioned, and is listening to your radio right now and really needs help. Number one, help. You can hit us up here at Whisper to Humanity. Okay? It's an avenue where you can be helped out, spoken to, given the room to. And some people just need to talk to somebody. You know, people go from places where Mama will go out in the morning, Papa goes out in the morning, comes back late at night. Your siblings, when you say this is happening, said you don't even believe you talk more, giving you that ear. They say, shut up, how loud will you say, go. And a lot of people say, don't disgrace the family name with what you're saying and all of that. So, but you have an ear right here in the studio. Please listen to what he has to say to you.
Okay, wow. The first thing I want to tell you out there listening is to don't keep it quiet. Don't keep it all to yourself. Talk to somebody about it. Look for there must be somebody out there you can trust. There must be somebody that will give you a listening ear. Everybody, don't feel that the world is against you. Everybody's against you. Talk to someone. Come out of your shell. Okay. When you seek help, it's not a sign of weakness.
Mm,
It's a sign of strength.
true.
So don't think that you're all weak or people will look at you in a type of way when you come out to talk about how you feel or what you're going through. No, there is what we call it's non-medical anyway, but we call it catharsis. And I'm not surprised that we do it too in psychiatry. We call it cognitive behavioral therapy or something.
Mm.
But then on the other hand, we call it catharsis. There is this healing that comes from talking to somebody. There is this healing that comes from expressing yourself, letting out your emotions. You know, so talk to someone. Nobody, no, people. You're not in a world where nobody really cares. There's somebody that cares. Okay, so the first person you can talk to, look for someone you can trust. Get to see a doctor. Get help. Get help. If you think you really need help, then get the help you need.
Okay. All right. That's Dr. Sandra Ndukuba from Imo State Specialist Hospital, Umukuma. Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us on the show today. I appreciate the fact that you are able to make it. I hope the next time when we call you, you'll answer us. I know you're really busy. I've been trying to get you on the show for a while, but thank God you have free today. So thank you so much for coming.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All right. If you're listening out there and you're having mental issues, maybe you don't want to say it on air. It's not something you want to tell us on air. You can call or send a message to 081 540 14746 and we'll give you attention. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's do the same time next week. Have a lovely